Hey guys, wanted to go over a few of the homework problems from today and yesterday. Um, so these are problems um, either I saw people have issues with or kind of expect people to have issues with. Um, but anyway, so the first one is on yesterday's homework, and this was the one where you had to take a picture, excuse me, and send your work in, which a lot of you did it correctly. But here's one thing I want to say about this. When you're expanding a log, the exponents are usually the last thing you want to deal with. So here we have log base 3, and you could, if you wanted to, wouldn't have to, but you could think of this as this is the argument here, this whole thing. So you could put it in parentheses, and I'm just doing that to kind of help you understand that this whole thing is the argument. So since we're multiplying x to the fifth and y squared, multiplication, so remember when you're expanding, multiplication becomes addition. Okay, so multiplication becomes addition. So here, this becomes log base 3 of x to the fifth. So what goes in each log is what's being multiplied. So since we're multiplying x to the fifth times y squared, that's what is going to be in our two logs. So log base 3 of x to the fifth plus, so that's the multiplication becomes addition, log base 3 of y squared. So that's the first thing you want to do there. And again, with expanding, you always, or usually, I want to say, at least with the problems we'll be dealing with, you'll definitely want to do multiplication and division first. Meaning, if there's a multiplication happening, separate that into addition. If there's division happening, separate that into subtraction. And if there's both multiplication and division, on the problems we're going to be doing, you want to do division first, but we'll go over some of those. And then lastly here, because the argument has an exponent, that exponent can jump out front. So this becomes 5 log base 3 of x, so that goes away. In fact, I'll actually erase that. Okay. And then this 2 goes up front. And then so your final answer is 5 log base 3 of x plus 2 log base 3 of y. All right, so that would be how you do that one. Again, multiplication first becomes addition, and then the exponents go to the front. All right, with the next one, we actually have division and multiplication, but we want to do the division first, and that has to do with order of operations. I'm not going to go over that, but with a problem that looks something like this, you always want to deal with that division first. So division always becomes subtraction. So what that means is we're going to have log base 2 of the numerator, meaning this whole thing here. So 4 x cubed minus, so that's where division becomes subtraction, log base 2 of the denominator. So the numerator always comes first, the denominator always comes second. Okay, now this is done with, so we'll just be bringing this down from here on out. But with this one, we have multiplication. Now again, some people would be tempted to bring that 3 up front. We can't do that because the 3 only applies to the x. It would have to apply to everything to come up to the front. Okay, but multiplication now becomes addition. So now we're going to have log base 2 of 4. So what's being multiplied is 4 and x to the third. So those are going to be the two things separated. Plus log base 2 of x to the third. And then just bringing this down. Log base 2 of y. And then the last thing, like I said before, usually the exponents are last, is this 3. So since we have an exponent in the argument, that 3 is going to come up here and make that 3 log base 2 of x. So then that, oops, forgot to change it. That goes there. Okay, so that would be that one. Again, when you see division like this, you usually do that first. And then last but not least, this is really like the first one I just did. Because these are all being multiplied, so we're multiplying 3 different things here, x squared times y to the third times z to the fifth. We're going to separate this all with addition. So it'd be log base of 11 of x squared trying to write fast, plus log base 11 of y to the third plus log base 11 of z to the fifth. So because we're multiplying three different things, we're going to have three different logs, making all of those addition. And then last, all those exponents, so that 2 goes up here, and it goes away. That 3 goes up here, and it goes away. And that 5 goes up here, and it goes away. So guys, please let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully this helps. And again, let me know if you have any more questions.